Good afternoon. Happy Monday. It is Monday. It feels like Monday to me. It may be feeling like Monday to you. My name is Martin Cowart, and welcome to Noonday Meditation and Contemplative Prayer Power Hour, where we gather together every day at noon, Eastern Daylight Time, Monday through Saturday, to love and support each other through this pandemic. We are going through a time in human history like no other time imaginable. And it is so easy to get sucked into the drama. We do it every day. I know that over the weekend, I can find myself, the few times I turn on the television and watch the news, I don't watch it very long before I want to scream at the television. And but I want to watch enough to keep myself informed of what's going on. But if I feel myself getting pulled into the drama, I have to let it go. Turn it off, go to bed, let it go. So I'm gonna let me see who's saying hello today. There's my dear friend Audrey. Hey Audrey, welcome to Monday, and so glad you could be with us today. Anything on your mind we're gonna talk about 3 suggestions today for reducing drama in our lives. It's been working for me, and it's part of my it's part of my new webinar series. It's come out, and so I've been talking about some of these different components of the webinar to teach other people what I'm doing that's really helping me to stay out of the drama and have more joy in my life, really. And isn't that what it's all about? And so there's nothing to say that we can't live. We don't want to live in the world of a victim of COVID-19, a victim of racism, a victim to an incompetent leader who we just found out is been lying about his taxes. It just goes on and on and on. And it's so easy for us to get pulled into this drama. So I want to talk today a little bit about 3 things that you could do immediately to reduce the drama in your life. And so let's get started. I suggest to people, let me hide some of these things here. Let me hide some banners too. Hello, Darceau. Nice to see you. Hello, Audrey. What I suggest in my webinar, Practicing the Art of Being Present, Your Key to Living a Life of Love, Joy, and Prosperity, is for all of us to create our own living sanctuary, our own personal refuge in our lives, if you will, to acknowledge and to love ourselves as creating our lives as sacred, and not let the problems of the outside world fill up all the space within ourselves, so we can't create, we can't love, we can't be more present to the moment. Because we get so occupied, I get so occupied with drama, and I can't do anything about it. All I can actually do is, when I do go on social media, I'll talk about this in a minute, all I can do is try to not get pulled into the drama and offer some type of words of encouragement and love. And that's what I do here. I'm on Facebook Live today, so I'm on social media, but my presence here is to be a refuge inside of social media, if you will. And you'll notice I don't get as much attention as some of the fear-driven stuff out there. You'll see a fear-driven headline out there, and all of a sudden everybody's sucked to it, because we're addicted to fear. We're addicted to fear, and we need to, and the way out of that addiction to fear and drama, because fear is the fuel of the drama that pulls us in, we need to create a sanctuary. If you want that, you don't have to do it. But if you like living in the drama and you like living in fear and you want to stay in that space, then don't keep doing it. But I'm going to assume if you're here listening to me, you're looking for a refuge. You're looking for some sanctuary. So let's talk about what that might look like. What does creating your sanctuary look like? Well, we spoke the other day about, and I'm bringing it up again, is what we call the drama triangle trap. And that's everything in the realm of human consciousness that's within the physical realm and within the lower realm of human consciousness. The realms like entitlement and pride that are driven by fear. It's anything that's driven by fear. And it's very easy. We're all familiar with this idea of victim. So it's very, very easy for us to feel like a victim. Every time we complain, by the way, every time we, listen to me carefully. I mean, I like what I'm going to tell you, but I'm telling you this is true. Every time we complain, we're coming from a victim. If we're complaining about the weather, if we're complaining about COVID-19, we are not accepting the world the way it is. It can be big, it can be small, but it's a judgment. And it's a negative thought about a current condition. So if you think about all of what we're going through right now in the drama in the world, so what do we want to do? We want to go out and retaliate. We want to go out and we get angry at the TV. We want to get rid of this. So we want to rescue our loved ones. We want to rescue the world from. We're going to fix it all. You know, anywhere, because it's so scary. We don't want to go through this. So anything that what we're going to talk about today is ways to. You can't avoid the drama triangle itself. As long as you're human, we're going to be. We live in drama. The question is to avoid the trap, getting stuck in it and not being able to get out, because it's a pretty miserable place to live. I've been there, and we've all been there. And so the whole point of my conversation is, how do we get out of this trap so that we can have a life of joy? The first recommendation is no news of any kind. Just try it. Go 24 hours without any news and see what happens. See how much better you feel. You know, our egos, our shadow, our side of ourselves, it can't stand emptiness, which is where space is. That is the essence of who we are. It's emptiness. Jesus called it heaven because he looked up sky. He saw all the spaciousness in the sky between the stars. So he called it heaven. You know, the heaven is at hand. It is all the spaciousness around the objects that's either outside of us or within us. So if we can create some space around the news, we can absorb it without getting caught in it. Again, if we create some space around the news, that's what I would say for myself. I do watch the news some now, but I did give myself 6 months without it. I just didn't watch it because there's nothing I can do about any of it. I'm going to vote. And I want to be informed. Don't get me wrong. So I'm very selective about the news that I do watch. I don't want any news that's going to be pulling me into fear. And that's kind of hard to do. I want news that's going to give me some solutions, driven by love. And maybe that's going to be the way news is going to work. But news channels, like everything else, they're trying to make money, and they pull us into the broadcast by throwing out fearful headlines, you know, and you know, and even and look at what the current what the president's doing. He's threatening. He's putting out fearful headlines about he's not going to leave office, and because he's creating fear. So I just tell you that because don't let it work. If you're feeling fear about what something is saying, it's because you're falling into that trap. We don't know what's going to happen after. I can tell you this. This is my prediction. I don't know any more than anybody else does. But first of all, he is not going to be the president in 2022. That pretty much I am almost certain of. But between how we transition from him being the president to a new president, a new leader, that is going to be a wild. That is going to be a wild part of the movie. I'm pretty sure. It's going to have some hooks and twists and turns that we're not expecting. But ultimately, I have no doubt that in 2022 we will have a new leader in this country. I am pretty sure of that. And so any news that I hear that would make me think differently, I turn it off, because truthfully, none of us know. I don't even know that for sure. I can't predict it. I don't know the future any more than anybody else does. But personally, I would rather predict that into the future and talk about that into the future, because I don't know either. Because that is an optimistic outcome, to have leadership in this country that's trustworthy, transparent, empathetic, compassionate, and competent. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm projecting out into the world. So if I get pulled into the drama of what's going on, 2021. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, Audrey. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, that is exactly right. Yeah, thank you for the catch. Yes. Thank you, 21. Yes, I can pretty much guarantee you that in 2021 we will have a new president. This old we're too powerful of people. We got too big of hearts. We're too full of love and creativity, and we are shining the light on this darkness, and the light will win. Love will prevail. Love and prosperity will prevail, because that's who we are. The shadow has, and all these people right now who are drunk on power and creating more fear, that is imploding on its own misery. So I don't think we're out of it all yet. It's going to be a very, very interesting next few months. So don't get pulled into the drama of it. Just know, open your hearts and know and project out into the future for 2021 a leadership in this country that's going to be trustworthy, transparent, empathetic, compassionate, and certainly competent. And we're going to see leaders in our corporations. It's not going to be about need. We're not even going to need to create even more regulations, because it's going to be a more collaborative effort at all levels of government, at all levels of corporate life. We are creating a new world economy and social structures built out of love and joy and prosperity and the truth. And that's exciting. And that's what we want to be talking about going into the future, because they're both stories. What I just talked about is a story, just like a story we can make up based on all the drama. I'm leaving to go to, if Trump won't leave the White House, I'm moving to France or something. I hear that stuff all the time. Well, don't project that nonsense into the future. Don't even talk like that. That's being pulled into the drama, because you don't know. You may not even leave. You don't know any of that. So I'm just saying, do not let the drama of today, the news of today, pull you in so that you're projecting fear-driven outcomes into the future. That's why it's so important for us to create a sanctuary within ourselves, so we can create a future built on love and prosperity, and not one on fear and doubt, scarcity. Because we are tired of living in a world that's egoic driven on fear, doubt, and scarcity. And it is tiresome. And people are dying because of it. I mean, the inequalities in our healthcare system and in our social systems are just obvious right now. And it's painful. And we're tired of it. We don't want anymore. We want a better life for ourselves and our loved ones. So let's cut out the news in the world. Just try it for 24 hours and see what happens. Let's see what else we got going on here. And now here's the next one. Minimize social media. Let's talk about social media. Yes, exactly. The power of love is the power of creation. Unconditional love. We love the world exactly as it is, and we don't let the fear of the people who are fear mongers suck us out of that power. Because the only thing that fear is the absence of love. It's kind of like, I guess, one way of looking at it. Fear is our thoughts and our minds that take us away from our connection to love. And that's what's going to move us through. And that power is much more powerful than all the people right now in Congress that are drunk on power, who are trying to manipulate the system to get their own way. And it's going to backfire. It is going to backfire because love is more powerful. It's that simple. And so there we go. And the next idea for you is to minimize social media. Because it is designed to pull you in. It's an echo chamber, and it's got the logarithms and all. It creates an illusion of a world that's not real, because it will create a world based on what you like. It gets to know you, unlike other advertising means where they're kind of like taking a guess at it. They run surveys. Facebook and other social media, they run logarithms. It gets to know you, and it knows what you like, and particularly knows what you fear. So it's going to put out more. And I notice that the less fear-driven types of things that I put on that I pay attention to on Facebook, I don't get that much. I don't get that much on my Facebook feed anymore. I get more Facebook feed about people who are interested in spiritual matters and in creating a new world. So if you're going to go on social media, don't click on things that are fear-driven. Click on things that are love-driven. Add to things that are love-driven. And if somebody puts out a fear, give people an idea. Like, would you consider something different? Don't challenge them, because then you're coming in the same place. But what if you said, well, I know that this feels bad, but what if there's what if there's an outcome to this that's going to be better that we haven't considered yet? We don't know why we're going through what we're going through, but I do believe it's for the betterment and I would say the evolvement of human consciousness and the human soul. So one way to minimize drama is to not get involved in it on social media. It's so easy. I know I was addicted to it at one time. I was going to get on there. When Trump became president, I was on there 24/7. I was posting stuff and just feeding the drama triangle. I was just feeding the fuel to the drama. How could this happen? This guy's a liar. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. That just made the drama bigger. Stoke the fire, stoke the fuel. So keep social media to a minimum. And when you do go on it, put out something positive. Write from love. Write from encouragement. Do things that are inspiring, that look toward a future that's built on the truth of who you are, not the fear that they're trying to put into your minds. Okay? That makes sense to you? Do something like this, Just create a post for people, create a refuge for people. Make your Facebook page and your contribution to Facebook one of hope and inspiration. So when you do use social media, go in with the intention that you're going to be inspiring, and you're going to come from a place of love and inspiration for a brighter tomorrow, for a better tomorrow. That's how you can contribute to the work we're doing, and how you can use social media to the good. Because it's a very great way for us to get our businesses out there and to make a contribution and make the world make people know what we care about them. That's what you need to write about. Let people know that you care about them. I mean, I think that's one thing that's pretty clear about what I'm doing here is, I care about you. And I know you care about me. That's why we come together to love and support, because we care about each other. That's a positive message designed on love. And it's not me. It's the wise woman and me coming together. Bring your wise woman. Bring that divine intelligence to Facebook. Bombard it with love. If you go on social media, bombard it with love and beauty. Pictures of your family, pictures of your friends, having dinner, doing simple things that you're in. Show people how much you're enjoying life in the moment, in spite of all this drama. Because it's not, let's say we get pulled into it. So let's go over now to the next slide. See what we got here. This is one of my favorites. Avoid conversations that pull you into drama. You know, with so much going on in the world, it's so easy to get with people who believe like you do and complain. And you just, when you do that, we do is we just inflate the drama to inflate our egos. We don't solve any problems. And I know that in the heart of things, the light within us wants to solve the problem. So that's the question. Do you want to get pulled into the drama, or do you want to be part of the problem? I mean, part of the solution. You know? So if you're going to find yourself in conversations that where people are trying to pull you into drama, do what I call practice nonviolent communication skills. And one of the best ones is an old Byron Katie question is it true? Is it true that I had someone the other day tell me that the problem we have today with this Supreme Court thing was all Ruth Bader Ginsburg's fault. It was her fault because she didn't do what she was supposed to do back when Obama asked her to step down off the bench. Because she didn't do it, this is her fault. Do you see how we just blamed her? We didn't see all the wonderful things that she did. We just wanted to blame her because she made that decision. First of all, we don't know that to be true. We don't know that to be true. And quite frankly, it's none of our business. And we don't know that this is a bad place to be. Maybe this is exactly where we're supposed to be. Because I would venture to say that American people are pretty heart-centered folks, and we're gonna shine the light on the darkness. It's gonna give us an opportunity to shine. If they go through this confirmation hearing on television, which they're going to do, it's going to give us a chance to shine the light on the darkness. Let's do that. Let's shine the light on the darkness. You know, by seeing what a compassionate and empathetic and honest and trustworthy and competent leader can look like in Kamala Harris, because she's going to be the one asking the questions, giving her a wonderful opportunity to look very vice presidential. That's what I mean about shining light. She's gonna shine a light in this darkness by doing her job with competency and trustworthiness. So this could be very exciting. This could be exactly what we needed to loosen up these people in Washington who are greedy and are drunk on power. So if you're going to get pulled into conversations around drama, don't get pulled in. You'll notice because people are baiting you. People love to bait you. Whether they're of your same side or they want to argue, they want to be right, avoid it. Avoid echo chambers on social media, in your home, My husband gets so caught up in all that stuff, and I just listen to him, and I don't get pulled into it. I just listen to him and say, I don't know, because I don't know. But I do know, I'm pretty sure about this. If we don't get caught up in this drama and we shine some light on what's going on, which is happening day by day, we're going to have new leadership in this country in 2021. That's the value of not, because all of us can project that into the future. None of us know what the future is. We have choice. We can either project into the future fear-based drama, more fear-based drama, or we can project love-driven hope and inspiration. What's your choice? I choose, and I think all of you here choose, to begin to project or projecting something good in the future, because we deserve it. We're wonderful, loving human beings, and we have a wonderful planet, and we want to respect each other, and we want to respect the lives of all people, and we want to build social, economic systems that do that. And that's going to be a fun way to live starting in 2021. We're going to shine the light on the darkness. We're not going to blame the darkness for being dark. The darkness is just being dark. But we are going to shine the light on it. And that's how we're going to solve this problem. Sound good? So those are 3 things that you can consider for not doing. Tomorrow I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do. These all come from my webinar, Practicing the Art of Being Present, Creating Your Life, Your Keys to Living a Life of Love, Joy, and Prosperity. And one of the videos is a 2-part video. One of them is about turning your life into a sanctuary and the value of doing that. This is 3 of the things you can do or not do. Avoid. Sound good? Okay. Should we meditate? Anybody got questions, comments on what we talked about? If you're willing, I'd love for you to write down one thing you could do if you go on social media that could make a difference. Is something you could do that might make a difference? You know, you're all good speakers. Y'all got followings. You know, how could you reimagine generosity for yourself in 2021? If we lived a life of generosity, how can we project more generosity, reimagine generosity in 2020? That's your homework assignment. Get your journals out and begin to reimagine generosity. If you live more generously in 2021 than you do right now, what's in your way? Who would you be? What would let's imagine we're here a year from now and you've lived a very, very generous life. More generous than you ever thought you could be. What would your life look like? What would you have? What would you be doing? Imagine into that, reimagine into that future, a life of being extraordinarily generous with your time, with your money, with your gifts, with your talent, everything. Living generously. Reimagining generosity is my theme for 2021. So you're going to be hearing a lot of it between now and next year. It is my theme. And it's a fun one because I enjoy reimagining living a life of generosity because I'm living one. My life is so much I enjoy. The stuff that I talk about is the reason why I'm talking about it and sharing it with you, because it works. I mean, I looked at my life a few years ago and I was pretty miserable. I lived in so much scarcity and darkness and fear. And it's a pretty miserable way to live. And it doesn't have to be that way. You have a choice. We all have a choice. So now we're going to meditate. And people have asked me, so I'm doing a little bit more teaching on the meditation piece than I used to do, because people often don't know how to meditate, particularly contemplative prayer. So before we meditate, and I encourage you to stick around. This is where the real power comes into this conversation, this hour. I hope I can give you some ideas and some thoughts to sort of that you can remember the truth of who you are and what you are, so that you can sort of create some space within you for meditation. But the meditation itself, I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. It's driving me crazy. Maybe I just need more oxygen. But the meditation itself is in the contemplative prayer is where the power is. It's that still small voice in you that you want to listen to. Unfiltered, unedited by anybody to get your power back. That's where your power is. I'm just creating the platform, the space, and the opportunity for that to happen. But the real power that lies within you to create this wonderful world, you got to be the one that stops and listens for it. So I can help you, I can guide you, and I'm going to do that in the next few minutes. But you got to do it. And it's well worth it. And if you've got some fighting going on, I'll tell you who's fighting with you. That's your ego. Because what that means is the death of your ego. And it doesn't like it. It's going to say, this is so boring. It's not boring. So raise your hands in the air. I start with this because I want you to embody the spirit. I want you to feel the spirit within your hands. Just feel it. Just get still. Begin to quiet the mind. Maybe there's a little bit of tingling in your fingertips. Now focus your energy, your mind on your feet, on your toes. Now shift to the top of your head. Just begin to think about, bring the top of your head, the inside of the top of your head. Feel the energy within yourself. And slowly lower your hands down with intention. And allow yourself to get into a comfortable sitting position. And begin to focus on your breathing. The in breath, the out breath. Kind of think of your breathing as a cycle, as a circle. It's going in and going out, going in and going out. Life coming in. Just notice the rise and the fall of your rib cage. And allow yourself to get even more still, even more quiet. Put some space around your thoughts. We have two things, two energy forms: objects and space. Thoughts are objects. Allow yourself to drop the object of thought, judgment, opinion, and fall into the love and the creative, infinite intelligence of space within you and me and in the world. Let go of any needs you may have to control the moment, to manipulate it to get your way. Lay aside all drama, which means to lay aside all beliefs and opinions you have about me, yourself, God, COVID-19, everything. Hold on to nothing. Just let everything go. And when they come back up, which they will, let it go. Don't resist thoughts. You're not trying to get somewhere. You're trying to live in the moment with the thoughts, accepting them and let them go. Just like clouds. They're just forms of energy. And just let them go. And if you're like me, if it's a good thought, you want to hold on to that one. That's one that I really track on. But I mean, I want to have a good pious thought. Good ideas and stuff like that. They're the ones my ego uses. Those are the clever ones. None of them. Let them all go. They'll come back later. You can work on them then. But for now, for 20 minutes, it comes up, welcome it, and let it go. Allow yourself to fill into the spaciousness between my words. Allow the sound of the bell and the sound of my voice to wake you out of a thought trance. Drop it. Let it go. Put some space around it. Fall back into love. Fall back into that formless emptiness energy that's creating everything we see. Allow the sound of the interval bell to wake you up, pull you out of your trance. Drop the thought, no matter how good it was, let it go. Fall back into emptiness, fall back into love. There's that interval bell again, pulling me right out of that thought trance. Let it go. Fall back into emptiness. Wake up. Put some space around it. Welcome back. How was your meditation adventure? That interior exploration inside ourselves to listen and to hear the truth. Feel our ways into the truth of who and what we are, to listen to our purpose. I got a number of good ideas through my meditation today, and I'm grateful for that. And I caught myself a number of times just trying to work them all out, and I let those go. And the beauty is when I let them go, another great idea came up. So there's infinite number of ideas that came up to me today in this practice that I'm grateful for. And ways of working through and creating my business. That's why I talk about the contemplative prayer as a way of getting our power and coming up with creative and intelligent, creative ideas for doing things. And when they come up, just let them go. They'll come back. You've had the realization. Then you can come back and work on it later. Take a deep dive. Take 2 hours to cultivate one thought maybe. Came up. I'm going to do that today. I came up with an idea for a business, for my Medicare insurance business. I'm going to work on that some today. Yeah. Gave me the thought. I just got it in this last hour. That's what I mean. That's how to solve problems and create wealth in our businesses and our lives by meditation, tapping into that infinite intelligence within all of us for concepts, ideas. But if we come into it with our own ideas and thoughts and opinions, we don't create space for the new ones to come up. And that's why it's such a powerful practice, because we create space for new ideas, new concepts coming out of love and creativity to reimagine a future. That's what manifesting and creating is all about. Well, thank you, Audrey. I am grateful for you. I am very grateful for you, and I'm grateful for you being here, and thank you for saying that. It feels nice when people say how much they appreciate me, and I appreciate you. And that's why we're here, to love and support each other through some pretty tough times. And you can feel it, right? We can feel it. Yeah. Okay. So, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to add, I would encourage you to get your journals out while your hearts are open and you got some empty space, and just begin to, anything that came up and ideas for reimagining generosity or creative concepts, get your journal out and write about them. Now's the time to actually put some energy in there, and think about what 2021 will look like with generosity and good leadership. And because we're all leaders. It's not just the leaders in the White House. It's in our Congress and in our government. We're all leaders in our lives. And what part do you want to play next year? What part do you want to play now in reimagining this new world and reimagining a new earth built on love, joy, and prosperity? Take a few minutes right now and spend while your hearts are open, and write some things. See what you come up with. Okay? May love and prosperity prevail.